I know you're not in DC, but the White
Yes.
House Correspondents' Dinner is coming up. There are a ton of events where red carpets will be there. People will be taking photos throughout the events. And everyone, sometimes feels a little awkward. They're like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, I don't want to be on camera. What do I wear? How do I stand? How do I walk? And yeah, it is on your mind. And so
Yeah.
you do have to just go into these events or walk these red carpets with
Right.
confidence, right? But there are some tips, as I said, that you can take away from this conversation. For example,
Absolutely.
I turned off this light and I kept this light on. If you are in a situation where you feel there isn't light on your face and you see that there's light in the other
Yeah.
direction, you should be turning your face toward the light so
Find
that
the
when
light.
you are getting your photos taken, you're seeing something it's like a bit more flattering. You're
Right.
getting some of the light on your face, right? Like you can do that. So when you're talking to people, let's just talk lighting in general, and
Mhm.
they're outside and they're having their photos taken, do you give them any advice as to how to tilt their heads or look toward the light, or give you that little sunshine glisten in their eyes? Like what do
Yeah.
you tell them?
Absolutely. You always want to find shade if you can.
Mhm.
Direct sunlight is just going to cast a lot of shadows in the wrong
Mhm.
places or blow you out. It's too much light. So yes, I always try to find shade if you can. If you're near a tree, like find
Mhm.
the spot under the tree that's not going to cast a shadow, but it's just going to block the sun enough to
Mhm.
give you that soft light. We love good soft light. So, and then yeah, first of all, finding your angle, the best way that your face, usually the way your hair parts, you can kind of guide down from there and then turn that way. And if your
Mhm.
hair parts in the middle, you can still kind of find your best side. The side that your face usually you have one eye that's a little more open than the other, and one side of your face is a little more lifted. So that side is usually what you want to play to, and then it just follows down with your body as well. And good posture is really the best thing. I mean, bringing your shoulders up and elongating your neck.
Mhm.
People tell me a lot, like, can you hide my double chin? And a lot of times it's just because you're kind of leaning back instead
Mhm.
of forward. And so just thinking forward, even with your eyes lifted, like bringing up the light bulbs, turning those light bulbs on in your eyes, and then with the rest of your body. And then I always like to tell people to give your hands a job, give them something to
Mhm.
do. And that job can be holding a purse or touching your hair or touching your pocket. But you don't have to feel like your hands are just like limp fish kind of hanging around, right? You can give them something to do or hold on to something, touch a tree, touch a wall, give them something to do, but also keeping them away from your body and not closed in. Will add like length. And also, if you're trying to slim, giving that space in between your arm and your body really helps.
And if you are walking a red carpet or you
Mhm.
find yourself, in the shadows of the night, just making sure that you've practiced some of your poses,
Mhm.
like she's saying, knowing what your best angles are, and practicing how to walk. If you're wearing
Yes.
heels that you haven't worn for the forever, or
Yeah.
you've never worn, give them a walk around the house. Give them a
Yes.
quick spin before you walk that red carpet.
Yes.
Especially if you have a long gown, you need to practice. You don't want to be tripping. And
Right.
you also want to know how to turn in that outfit so that you look
Mhm.
as slender or, as
Right.
flattering as possible. If you have a side that you prefer, or you don't want to look too static, you want to make
Mhm.
sure that you've had some practice moving. I always tell people, how would you dance? How would you move if you
Right.
were, floating around a room? Try
Yes.
to think about that and make your body just as relaxed as possible.
Mhm.
And I always say, it's always great to try and turn your body more towards the camera than actually standing straight facing the camera.
Right. Mhm.
I mean, what do you say about like turning your and pivoting your body toward the camera away?
Yeah, angles, and especially from your
Mhm.
core, like when you turn your body at an angle away from something and then from your shoulders and your core you rotate, then you
Mhm.
create a nice line down the center instead of just front facing whole body. It makes you just kind of square out a little bit, but if you want to create more curves and lines, then if we go like 90 degrees and then from shoulders rotate here.
Mhm.
And then if you have a
Yeah.
slit in the leg, you can always, kind of pop that leg out from here. So you're creating a nice like line. You want
Mhm.
lines going different ways because that creates more interest, just like from a subconscious level. When you see a photo and there's interest in it rather than just forward, it just adds like your eye is drawn to it.
Mhm.
So, and also it's
Yeah,
just
you know
more.
what we're
Yeah.
saying, guys. You know those photos. Like if someone's just staring, straight into the camera, it's not as attractive as if they're, giving you a little tilt, maybe
Yep.
showing having one shoulder up higher than the other.
Yes.
Just try to play with it in the mirror before
Hmm.
you hit those red carpets and have a great
Absolutely.
time too.
Yeah. And if you have for the back of your outfit you really want seen, then make sure you turn and give a little look behind, from the
Mhm.
shoulder. That's a great pose as well. So don't forget the back. The back is important too.
So
Yeah.
true, so
Mhm.
true. Well, I'm really glad we could hop on Riverside for this conversation.
Me
Guys,
too.
I'll put some links to all she has going on in the description. I'll also have a link down there to Riverside if you are looking to start podcasting or just recording content online. Riverside's a great platform. I use it for a lot of things. I now even try to use it instead of Zoom when I'm doing conversations because sometimes when we're talking, we just feel like recording. So, Riverside is a great platform. So, check that out. I'll have a link down below as well as my discount code. And I'll see you guys online. Thanks again, Christy.
Thank you, Jamie. It was great talking to you.